Hey y'all, this is Allison hanging out in my space to craft, and I'm doing another layout from the 30 Days of Sketches, Christie's Beautiful Life. This is the sketch that I'm using. It's a pretty simple sketch. There's a big strip across the middle with some couple of borders, top and bottom, a banner across the top, and the title across the top. So instead of 3 photos like the sketch had, I have these 4 small 2x3 photos and Metropolitan Girl papers from Carta Bella. My daughter was prom dress shopping, and so I thought this collection was perfect for it. I've also pulled some gems because, you know, she's a gem girl. I thought I might use that cut out that little frame thing, but I didn't end up using it. So I'm just trying to figure out which way I want this paper to go. It looks like maybe the sunshine at the top. And then I'm going to do a 6-inch strip here. Of the dress paper. I love it. And then I wanted to use this hanger paper. So I think I'm doing 3/4 of an inch or an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch, I think, strips of that. But I decided I needed more contrast between those layers, even with inking. So I start by inking, it's still not enough. I mean, you can tell, you can see it, but I wanted something more. And what I land on is, I thought about doing black, but I'm going to use these stripes, which is the other side of that dress paper. So I'm going to do a 1/4 inch strip of this. And I won't even show the full 1/4 inch. It's going to get tucked under a little bit. So I just need to ink that. It's not easy to ink a 1/4 inch strip. You get a little inky. But this just provides that little amount of contrast. I'm very happy with it. All right, sorry about that. You could hear my dog barking. Probably somebody walking their dog out front or something. All right, so I'm taping this to the bottom and then tucking it under because I didn't want to expand that block by too much more. So here I just need to separate all of the photos, and I'm going to eliminate the white because there's no white on this paper really, maybe a little in one of the dresses, but it's a cream background. I am going to matte all of the photos, but not on white. And what I decide to do is matte them in black, and it's actually a shimmery black that I decide on. So just picking the order that I wanted things in, going through my scrap bins. Actually, I have these old Creative Memories folders, but you can tell that has a little bit of sparkle on it. I thought that would be perfect to matte these photos. And then I probably have to make a couple of adjustments, make sure they're all centered properly. Like that. So you can see it's a pretty straightforward layout. So I'm going to get those things stuck down, and then we'll come back to do some embellishment. Oh, I also added that sticker at the bottom because it had journaling down there. I don't expect my daughter to journal. This is for her album. So I had these wordy bits at the bottom about shopping, and I thought that was a perfect way to sort of frame in the page, provide another border, and meet the intent anyway of the layout sketch. So instead of a regular banner, I'm using these coat hangers because there were 4 of them on the sticker sheet. So I'm just laying them on this wax paper to see, can I make them fit and look right, because they get pretty wide. Then I think I'm going to use this little circular element in the middle. I end up not using that. I end up using some other things like the banner that says gorgeous. I'm also pulling off a couple of shoes to add. So just some stickers that I think work with it. And 1 dress and 1 mannequin. And then this, and I think I have one more small little tag. Now, I will confess, I decided before I do that, let's put the title down. I will confess I sort of did the banner string the most difficult way possible. I glued it down first, and then I had to pull part of it up to tuck those little hooks around it. So I should have done it differently. But it wasn't just string, as you will see. It was a little more difficult to work with than that. Here I'm just guessing where it should go. I do probably end up moving it over just a bit. And I couldn't decide what to call this. You know, I didn't want to just say prom dress shopping, or I couldn't say yes to the dress because these are not the ones she said yes to. So I left it with getting glam. So just trying to decide where I want which large elements. I liked that because it created a little bit of a diagonal across the page. All right, so just trying to figure out where I want to put this. I was trying really hard not to cut off the top of her head with that. So I do put this here. I will end up popping it up at the end, before the end. Just trying to create little clusters a little bit. And then I'm ready to start with the coat hangers. And I want it to swoop, which is not easy for me to do always. Things always seem to end up going in a line. So that's the idea. And then I'm going to hang an extra one here, like they're hanging from the coat hangers. And then the last, this little round thing, I think it ends up not making it on the page. So now I need to go find string, and I had 2 options. I had this silver string, and then I had this sequined rope, if you will, and that's what I decide to use. And this is where things kind of go wrong. So I'm going to scoot everything down, and I'm going to run a line of glue before I put the hook, the little things on there. I'm just looking for something that will help me guide the glue in a swoop. So I'm pulling out my Kiwi Lane templates, looking for something that's got the right swoop for me. And I think that'll work. So I put down a line of glue. And then glue down and it's because some of it was a little bit kinked, and so I really wanted to do that. And now I've got to figure out how to get these things on there without totally messing it up. Easier said than done. I do manage to do it. I'm just cutting the little tabs so I can slide them over. Then I loosen it with my little pokey tool. Just pull it up so I can pop it on there. It's just fussy, and I end up having to re-glue things, which is okay too. I just think there was probably an easier way for me to do this. That's what I think. But I do manage to do it. And all these little coat hangers have a little, you know, they're cut out that the offset is small enough, the halo is small enough that I can make this work. And then I decided I'm going to pop these up. Something else I should have thought about before I finished, because this makes it more difficult. And then I decide so that gold is not the only place that gold is going to appear. And then it's sort of scrunched up there against that gorgeous. So I'm just scooting the title over just a bit, just to give it a little more breathing room. And then I'm going to pop that shoe up, that high heel. And then I decide I want one more little wordy bit for that other one, so that there are 3 little wordy bits up there. And I think that looks a little more even. All right, so, and I'm just gonna pop that up as well. All right, now across the bottom, I'm just going to run a line of glue next to that border sticker that I did, just real close, and then put another row of this gold down. I think that helps just increase the glam on this layout, since it is about getting glammed up. And then I need to do these, I'm not doing enamel dots, I'm doing gems, and I'm just doing the single color because it looks good with the background. And that's it, you guys. That's all super fun sketch, easy to adapt to any type of subject matter. And let's do some close-ups. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, comment below, and come back for more content. Don't forget to subscribe, it's free. And we will see you next time.